The following presentation was made possible by the Alltech Media Group, a Southern California multimedia company providing exponential branding and marketing services to all their clients. The Alltech Media Group understands the value of the 3W strategy, providing their clients proven, trackable results. Let us make it easy for you to grow your business. Visit alltechmedia.com.
Welcome to another edition of Energy Independence Magazine. I'm your host, Sean Reynolds, and today I'll be speaking with the Superintendent of the Colton Unified School District, Jerry Almendarez. In a recent message to his district staff, the superintendent wrote that their emphasis is on improving student performance, focusing on data-driven decisions, engaging the support of business and industry, faith-based organizations, and local government to increase their resources and their impact on students. He says the change is dramatic, and as part of their Cradle to Career continuum, they will launch efforts such as tutoring, intern programs, and mentorships, bringing more resources from the business community into their schools. By doing this, he hopes to give students opportunities to learn firsthand how subjects such as reading, writing, and math connect to real life and future career choices. Today, we will talk to the superintendent about one of those opportunities, a partnership program that is set to launch this season, supported by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, which is planning a fall boot camp for middle school students. Welcome to the show, Superintendent.
Thank you.
Jerry, as I understand it, this project is an effort between the Colton School District and the National Joint Apprenticeship and Training Committee, the NJATC, and in part sponsored by the IBEW. So tell us about just give us an overview to start.
Well, I think the first thing we considered when we approached IBEW was to find a way to improve our math scores at the 9th grade level. We have a problem in our district and countywide with students failing 9th grade algebra. And when we looked at the various industries out there that were kind of relevant to this region and the economic recovery, we noticed that IBEW, through their apprenticeship school, had a 2-year math requirement, one of them being algebra. So what we decided to do was to visit the local apprenticeship program and have a discussion with them to see if they would be interested in partnering with the district in holding some sort of electrical workers boot camp. And help us instill the value of mathematics into our public schools so when the kids got to high school, or not specifically 9th grade, they saw much more value and how important it was to acquire those basic skills at the grades 6th, 7th, and 8th.
So this is targeted at middle school? Targeted
for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, yes.
And who's going to set the curriculum, and where is the training going to take place?
This curriculum will be set by a committee of our district teachers as well as the apprenticeship program instructors. We've had a couple of meetings already, and we're trying to share with them our Common Core standards that are related to specifically math at those grade levels, and want to get a better understanding of some of the project-based activities they're going to have for our kids. So we're in the process of having our teachers meet with their teachers to develop that. The boot camp will take place at the IBEW Local 477 Apprenticeship School. And we're going to bus our students down there, and the apprenticeship program is going to host the students. We're planning on a 2-day boot camp with a bunch of projects for the kids to work on. The supplies and the resources right now are IBEW is offered to pick up the cost for those, as well as the lunch for the kids for those 2 days. So we're very excited, and it's been a very collaborative effort between IBEW as well as the district.
Recently you toured the NJATC facility. Correct. Now who went with you, and what was that like?
Well, we had a tour of our management retreat, so all of our district principals, assistant principals, and directors were invited to participate. We toured the facility in the morning, and they took us through a series of workshops that they take their apprentices through. And what we were trying to do with that visit is kind to give our administrators the opportunity to see what experiences kids could have within this apprenticeship program, and how valuable and how much math they use, and how valuable it would be for our teachers as well as our students. So we're using that opportunity for our administrators to be cheerleaders and communicate the possibilities to their students and to the teachers at the school site. So we got a lot of excitement out of those that day, and I think the IBEW was equally as excited. They're expressing interest in not only holding the boot camp, but coming to our school sites, being guest speakers in the classroom, as well as mentoring kids.
This program, it's in combination with the San Bernardino Alliance for Education. Do they offer other programs like this?
They do. The Alliance, and actually the Alliance supports programs, and the programs are different throughout various districts. I would say that we have reached out to the Alliance for financial support on this, and they're in the process of looking at those possibilities. But in addition to the Alliance, we're also working very closely with ROP, our Regional Occupational Program, and they're very supportive of these efforts. As a matter of fact, there are a couple of activities that we have planned later on in the year that will include ROP. And hopefully the ultimate goal is to have some sort of contractor strand or engineering strand in our schools that our kids could go through, and ultimately when they graduate have some college credit, or even have a year or two of the apprenticeship school. So when they complete this program, maybe those are the students that filter into the apprenticeship with 2 years under their belt or a year under their belt.
Why now? What makes this boot camp introduction important to the student? Why at this time?
Well, I think the economic situation that we're faced with in this region is a struggle for all of us. And the County Board of Supervisors, as well as the County Office of Ed, have adopted a philosophy of what's called collective impact. Within that collective impact philosophy, it really calls for all agencies, all organizations to pull together and funnel all their resources to help the academic performance of this region, because the thought is that if we have a job force that's equipped, ready, and knowledgeable to facilitate this economic recovery, industry will come in. What we're hearing when we go out and speak to different chambers and businesses is that they would like to come in and begin construction and open up business, but the workforce just isn't really primed for that right now. So the alliance that is made up of county supervisors, as well as County Office of Ed, as well as local districts, has pulled together and developed what's called a cradle-to-career continuum. That cradle-to-career continuum is focused on improving students' academic performance, algebra at 9th grade being one of those areas. And so our attempt in Colton, as well as in other surrounding districts, San Bernardino and the other surrounding districts, is to work on improving students' academic performance with the help of industry, as well as our faith-based organizations, as well as our universities and our local city officials. And so that's what this effort is. It's an effort, a collaborative effort that is beginning with the IBEW. We have other relationships with other industries out there that we're pulling together, and the charge is going to be right now to work on improving our 9th grade math scores.
I was speaking with Rick Perper. He's the director of the San Bernardino NJATC, as you know. And he said that this program is going to focus primarily on math skills, or that's one of the focuses. Now, how technical is this going to get, or is it just designed to spark the students?
Well, you know what, right now, as technical as we're hoping it to be, is to make it relevant between what's currently happening in our math classes at 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Because what we want to do is we want to instill the value of those math calculations, those basic math skills in our students, so when they get to 9th grade, they see that if I'm good at algebra, potentially I can enter an apprenticeship program and make $65,000, $70,000 coming out of that program. not necessarily having to go to college. So we're trying to bring the real world job expectations into our classrooms in lower grades 6th, 7th, and 8th. So when the kids get to high school in 9th grade, they'll have more success. One of the key indicators says that if a student fails 9th grade algebra, their chances of graduating diminish greatly. So what we're trying to do is make sure that they have success at that 9th grade so they can go on and take other courses. In some cases it will be in the pathway of electrician or electrical worker or engineer type. In others it might be A through G requirements that will potentially get a student onto college. So we're not eliminating we're not making students follow tracks, we're giving them options. And some options will be to continue on to college, other options will be to go into the workforce.
And now they'll be able to make this connection between algebra and something real. And you alluded to who's paying for this. You're saying that IBEW is going to, in part, pay for this. Is that true?
Correct.
How's the funding going?
Yeah, again, the funding, when we met with them, they were very gracious and offered to support the funding for the resources, the instructional supplies, as well as the lunch. We offered to, obviously pay for our transportation, but in addition to that, we're reaching out to the Alliance and seeking other external funding for this program, and in the hopes that if we have a huge interest in it, we can offer another one maybe during the summer. So we're offering this one in November, and we're capping it at around 60 to 80 students depending on the interest. If we get more, then we're going to consider offering another session, another boot camp during the summertime. Hopefully it'll be an annual thing.
Now, do you see this as a regional topic, or do you think this should be expanded across the state, across the nation?
This is definitely a regional topic, and I think, and I know actually CRIROP, which is ROP, has a similar activity going on, but that covers a wider spectrum, not just the IBEW or the electricians component. We're hoping that if we have some success here, that we can share what we're doing with our surrounding districts and include more students to participate in this program, because it really is vital to our economic recovery.
It seems like a real win-win situation. Are you getting any blowback? Is there any part of any sector of the community that?
No, actually,
safety.
We are pleasantly surprised at the support that we're getting. We took our administrators there. The next step to get the word out is to take our PTAs through the same visit of the apprenticeship program. We're going to take our counselors, our secondary counselors, have them visit the apprenticeship school and do the same type of activities that we as managers did when they were hosting us at our management retreat. And the whole point and intent about that is to get the counselors interested and excited about this so they can talk to the kids about it. Also for our parents is to make them knowledgeable and aware of the opportunities for our parents, and encourage the parents to encourage their kids to get involved in that camp also.
You mentioned the ROP, the Regional Occupational Program. So they do some of the same type of work. What makes this program different from what they do?
Well, this is more of a boot camp. They have pathways already established. We have a number of ROP pathways in our school system that we're having lots of success with. Over the years, with the implementation of NCLB, and the emphasis on testing, some of those pathways have taken a back seat, and ROP has really supplemented the district's offering of those. What this boot camp is starting to do, it's starting to allow the district to bring back some of these elective classes that we had to eliminate as a result of testing or budget cuts, and offer the kids these opportunities. And this one, as well as ROP, is really focused on the jobs that are necessary for this region and the recovery. What we're hoping to have happen as a result of this, and if we get a lot of success, is that we start to work with ROP, and with ROP's cooperation, we develop a engineering strand. So when a student enters a high school in our district, and they know or they're interested in the engineering field, they can take this strand that has a component of the electricians as well as other components related to the engineering field. And so when they graduate, they have maybe a year of junior college experience ready under their belt, so they can make that decision of whether they're going to continue on to a four-year university or go into the workforce.
Will they get credit for this program in the curriculum?
Not the boot camp, not at this point, but our hope is if we have some success with this, with our work with ROP in collaboration, then they will get credit for it.
Do you think that labor organizations like the IBEW should play a larger role in the future?
Absolutely, I do. And I think it's really impressive as to the enthusiasm that the IBEW is showing in our district, as well as their interest in the ideas that they're coming up with in relations to the other trades. And so I think for a long time, people have wanted to help, they just don't know where to start or who to ask. And this opportunity by us reaching out to them and them opening their doors to us has kind of led to discussions of other things that we can do down the road. So right now we started with IBEW, but we're also looking at the other trades. So we're excited about that.
So in many ways, you think they're better positioned than even some of the academic community to suggest pathways?
I wouldn't say it was better conditioned. I would just say that their requirements for their apprenticeship program are exactly what our areas of needs are in our schools. So it just happens to be a right fit at this time. Algebra is a concern not only in Colton, but in other districts, especially ninth grade algebra. They have a minimum 2-year math requirement, one of them being algebra. So it seemed like a perfect place to start.
And again, what do you personally think a skilled workforce means for this region moving in the future, this giant region?
Well, I think a skilled workforce for this region means a quicker economic recovery. The sooner that we have the job force that's ready to take on the industries, the manufacturers that come here, the quicker they're going to relocate to this area and start to generate some revenue for our local cities and our region. And I think it's important that we be ready in this region as far as our public schools and our students that we produce, because from what I'm hearing from the industry that I've been at the table with is that until we get a workforce that's local, it's very difficult for them to come into this area, and they want to, but it just doesn't make business sense for them to do it at this point in time. So we're trying to assist, and we're trying to get the other, there's actually a group of other superintendents in other districts within this county that are working towards the same goal as I, so Colton just happens to be with IBEW right now, but I know San Bernardino and the High Desert and Low Desert are also working with industries within their areas to kind of facilitate the same process.
Jerry, and as far as training these electricians for the future, what do you see their major role in the coming years?
Well, I think with the technology and the push on green energy that is really coming down from the federal government, I think it's important for our students to get this ground level, the basic understanding of what it is to be, and specifically the electrician, but not only that, understand the opportunities that are ahead of them for a lot of the technology and basically the 21st century environment that they're going to be faced when they graduate from not only from high school but from college. There have been a number of studies that have indicated that jobs that existed today did not exist 5 or 10 years ago. So what this does, by giving our students the opportunity to get a basic knowledge of what it is to be in the electrical field, will position them better for other opportunities that are on the horizon for this economic recovery and the 21st century, to develop 21st century skills. So we're excited about that. It's a noble profession. I think everything that we do it involves electricity, and in different capacities. I know solar and other areas. So we just want to be able to give our students the opportunity and put them in a position that will better themselves in the future.
Well, thank you, Superintendent Almendarez, for joining us today.
Thank you.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, California's San Bernardino and Riverside counties are home to over 4 million people. The Inland Empire is the 12th most populous metropolitan area in the United States. In the future, an educated and skilled workforce will be essential to a region of this size. Superintendent Almendarez writes in his message to his staff that is focused on using technology successfully in our classrooms, and also in determining what forms of technology and practices are worth further investment. There is no doubt that skilled electricians will become increasingly valuable in implementing and maintaining the infrastructure of a vibrant and prosperous future for the region. The Colton School District, working together with the IBEW and the NJATC, promises to be a good investment and a win-win situation for students and the future of the Inland Empire. We want to wish them luck and success with their boot camp program and look forward to seeing their progress in the approaching school year. I'm Sean Reynolds, and thank you for watching this edition of Energy Independence Magazine.
The following presentation was made possible by the Alltech Media Group, a Southern California multimedia company providing exponential branding and marketing services to all their clients. The Alltech Media Group understands the value of the 3W strategy, providing their clients proven, trackable results. Let us make it easy for you to grow your business. Visit alltechmedia.com.